Hello Transformers fans, Adam here with my Agent of Primes, leader of the Aerialbots, Silverbolt. Let's get into it, starting with his box. I'll have to raise this camera, this box is pretty big. But on the front, graphics of Silverbolt in both of his modes. On the one side, a graphic of Superion. On the other side, gold statues of some of the Primes. And on the back, pictures of Silverbolt in all of his modes, including Superion, which we will get to. Alright, set that back there. Get Silverbolt back out here and lower this camera. I'm starting with him in his alt mode, modeled after a Concorde. And this right here is a case where if you're displaying him in his alt mode, I would definitely recommend a lower display so that you're looking down at him and only see the top part. Because from the top, it is a pretty solid Concorde design, even with the bits sticking out here. But from the side, and definitely underneath, not so pretty. Superion's head could not be more obvious. Besides, he would appreciate a lower display because Silverbolt here, the leader of the Aerialbots, is afraid of heights. How hilarious is that? But anyway, from the top, it is pretty solid. I especially like the color scheme with the gray, the gold windows, the black nose, and of course, the Autobot symbols. And then we have this thing. This has been getting a lot of hate, and I can see why. One, he never used this on the show, and two, this is unsightly. But here's what you need to remember. Without this, the only other way we could have gotten Superion's parts would be if they made Silverbolt and the other Aerialbots more chunky, and obviously that would have made them look nowhere near as good. So looking at it like that, and this was a necessary evil. Besides, if you're displaying him by himself, then you don't have to use this. So for me, this was not a huge deal. But anyway, to attach it, what you do is flip out these clips. So 1 and 2. Set this down for a minute and grab Silverbolt. Raise up his wings temporarily. Flip out the tips of these wings. So 1 and 2. And it just clips right into the end here. Just like this. Alright, and then drop the wings back down. Tab them in place. And then the last step, split his fin right down the middle here. Assuming I can get my nail in there. Maybe. There we go. Alright, just lay it down nice and flat. And by the way, hopefully you can see it through the camera, but there's an Autobot symbol in there. Anyway, set him down. Move this box out of the way to get it completely in frame. And there he is in his second alt mode as a Super Concorde or some type of spacecraft. Yep, pretty unsightly, but again, you don't have to use this. And anyway, that's all the time I'll spend on this because we never saw it on the show. So let's go ahead and separate it so we can transform him. So, and here we go. Start by raising up his landing gear. Untab his tail. Bring this double hinge forward as far as you can. Open up the front. Flip in his nose. Close that back up. Now untap the front of the plane from Superion's head. Untap this piece right here. Bring the front of the plane back. Secure it right here. Now drop it down and tab it right into the tail. Raise up his wings to get them out of your way. Drop down his legs. So 1 and 2. Swing them out. Bring down his heels. And then his feet. Open up his chest. Bring out his robot head. Bring out his arms. Tuck in Superion's head. Now close his chest back up. And the challenging part here is getting Superion's ears to fit into this little space. So just kind of maneuver them so you can close that chest properly. There we go. Push those arms in. And then tab the chest into place right here. Okay. Now bring the arms forward. Flip out his hands. So 1 and 2. Bring the wings back forward, but not all the way. And then finally, turn his head around. And there he is in full bot mode. Check him out. And I am loving his bot mode. Check out the legs, the arms, spin him around, his airplane parts. He does have some gaps on the back of his legs here, but you won't be looking at those anyway. If I want to be nitpicky though, then his Autobot symbol, it should be in the middle of his chest, not his shoulder. But overall, a very show accurate appearance for our boy here. especially his face with those classic Autobot blue eyes. And aside from that chunky mass that makes up Superion's parts, his only other accessory is his trusty blaster for when he's in a firefight with some Decepticons. And for articulation, his head has the 360 exorcist action and make him nod. His arms have full range of motion, as long as his wings don't get in the way, and raise them up about that much. Bend and twist his elbow, nothing with his hands or waist, but full range of motion with his legs. Bend his knee, twist his thigh, and bend his ankles, giving our boy some awesome posability possibilities for display. Alright, let's get that chunky mass back out here and turn it into a battle station for him. And to get this into battle station mode, first push in these clips, so 1 and 2. Take up this blaster, set it aside and we'll come back to it. Raise up this piece at the end, raise up this smaller piece, take up this whole back section, bring the small piece down, and the large piece right on top of it. Rotate these 180, just like this. And now we're going to tab this into this bigger section here, right into these small tabs at the bottom. So just line it up like so. And then go ahead and really secure it, just like this. Okay, set that down, grab the blaster, extend it out all the way, and then clip it into the top here, just like that. And there it is as a battle station for Silverbolt. And I would definitely say that this is more passable than it was as an extension of Assault mode, but again, you don't have to use this. It's just something extra for display purposes. And that's all the time I'll spend on this, since again, we never saw this on the show. So we'll put this aside for now and transform Silverbolt into Superion mode. And here we go. Start by untabbing the front of the plane, raise it up slightly, raise up the tail slightly, bring the wings back to get them out of your way, flip in his hands, so 1 and 2, bring his forearms back 90 degrees, just like this, turn his head around, open up his chest, bring out Superion's head, tuck in Silverbolt's head, swing in the arms, tab them in, now close his chest up, tab that in, swing up the feet, swing up the heels, swing the legs in. Now use this double hinge and bring his knee up, and then bring the rest of the leg up. Go ahead and connect it and tab it in. Same thing with the other leg. Use that double hinge. Now bring the leg up, connect it, and tab it in. Okay, Silverbolt is done. Now let's get the rest of Superion out here. And here's where you will now appreciate this chunky mass. First, take off the blaster. Now take up this front piece. Raise this up. This is his chest plate. Bring back the small piece. Flip these around 180. Drop down his thighs. Bring his chest piece down all the way. Take Silverbolt. Go ahead and drop him down. Got a couple of tabs in there to get him secure. Okay. Now secure him in the back here with this back piece. Get that tabbed in. Maybe. Not a whole lot of space to work with back here. And not quite lined up. There we go. Okay. Now raise this chest piece up. Get that tabbed in. Okay. Now we can reconnect everything back here. Get that tail nice and secure. Bring the front of the plane down. Get that tabbed in. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn his head around. Hello, handsome. We're almost done. We just need to get the rest of you. Okay, so for the last time. And here we go. First, take off these two side pieces. So 1 and 2. And now separate these. Set these down, we'll come back to them. These right here become his arms. So first bring out his hand. Now untab the front of his arm. Use this double hinge to bring it forward. Bring it down and tab it in. Same thing with the back. Untab it. Use this double hinge to bring it back. Now bring it down and tab it in. Okay, one arm is done. And now the other arm. Okay, Don't mind me saving a little time. But set these arms down, and now his leg. This piece right here, go ahead and swing it in, tab it down. Now raise up this piece, and then raise up this black piece. This little bit right here is a lock. Go ahead and push it in. This secures everything. Now his foot. Go ahead and bring it out. Tab it in. All right, one leg is done. Now the other leg. Again, hope you don't mind me saving time, but this video will be long enough as it is. But now, let's go ahead and connect everything. First, this leg. Just go ahead and slide it into the back here. Push it forward all the way. Now the other leg. Same thing. Slide it in and push it forward all the way. Now we can stand him up, and he is a big boy. Let me aim this camera up. And now the arms. Slide on the first one, and now the second. Let me get this box out of the way. Push him back, and see if I can get him completely in frame. And there's our first look at Superion. I have thoughts, but I'm going to save them until I can get the rest of his teammates and properly farm our boy. So that's going to wrap up this video. Join me for my next one. Until then, good night, Transformers fans.